Well, hello, everybody. Hello, 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 and hello. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with um, the Wi-Fi and well, you know me. I am not high tech, so no clue. And I couldn't get on. I was like, why isn't the phone working? Why isn't this working? But we're here. We're here now. So come on in, say hello, and we'll talk about stuff in a minute. So here we go. Hello, hello, hello. Lisa Randall, are you watching from the airport? What are you doing? Tony, hello. Karen, hello. Michelle Moray, hello. Riva, good to see you. There's Lisa, waited at the airport. Cindy, hello. Thank you for being here. Karen, I hope you have had a super uber duper califragilisticexpialidocious day. Sandy Hooker, good to see you. Tina, Rhoda Rudy Rudy. Karen, hello. Lori, hello. Jacob, hi, 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 hi. Kristen, hello. It's Emmy, not Facebook Live. Oh my God, it's exciting. Me spark, you spark, we all spark. And well, yes, I am. Okay, I have. Thank you. You're welcome. And joy to the world. Hello, Elias and Mike. No, Mike, it's Moira. But if you, ah, Mike's actually in Germany with his husband, and he hasn't been on in a while, but it's Moira. So, Irma, good to see you.
Hey, Irma.
All looking good this evening. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Delora, FB is messing up. You got that right. FB is messing up. Lori, cat. No, it's Moira. But there's a cat with her. Yes.
Yes.
Um, Joy Lynn says autocorrect. Yes. Jill, hello and happy Wednesday. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for being on and being patient. As more people are coming in, hello, Jojo Smith. Hello. Hello. So Moira is not a stranger to me. She may be a stranger to you, Leslie. And Emmy says, "Beautiful cat." It is. She is. She is beautiful cat. Um, I was happy to see Moira as your guest tonight. Well, that's nice. That's nice. That's good. Michelle Buckley, hello, everybody. Good to see you. Thank you as everyone comes in. Thank you. Thank you. So, this is nice because we're talking about fulfillment and happy summer solstice. I couldn't think of anybody else better to have on the summer solstice than Moira. And we've done a lot of things together. Moira and I have, well, a couple times in school, Moira was my massage instructor in a clinic, in massage clinic. And then Moira decided to do the apprenticeship program that I just finished, and she did it. And then a couple of years down the road, um, she and I co-facilitated some retreats, and then we co-facilitated an apprenticeship program. More on that later, everybody. And you are a massage therapist, you're an energy worker, you're a holistic practitioner, you are an extraordinary woman, and you're a good soul sister and friend. So, anything I left out, just go ahead and fill in the blanks. How are you?
I'm good. It's
Good.
solstice, so it's pretty fabulous. I sat in the sun for a little bit today and, did my little solstice prayer, and that was really sweet. So, yeah, I'm good. I've got a cat on my lap. I'm talking to you. So it's a good day.
It's a good day. It's a good day. So, what do you do? Because I know we're gonna uh look at Delora. I'm gonna cry. Stop it. She is. Rose, love your kitty. Rose is a Chicagoan, so she's in your neck of the woods. Hey, look, isn't she cute?
More kitty
No,
love.
tell everybody her name.
This is Ella.
And
My
I
little
you guys want to do the same thing I do. It's like Ella, Ella, hey, hey, hey. Okay. Thank you, Rihanna. But that's what I always happy summer solstice. Yes, it's National Indigenous
Ooh,
Peoples Day in Canada. I love that, Kristen. That is awesome.
thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that either.
Is she in Chicago, Cindy? Yes, she is in Chicago.
I am.
She has a private practice in Chicago, but she can see people internationally via Zoom, and we can talk about that in a second. What makes you what fulfills you? What as you're, doing this work, how do you find fulfillment for yourself?
Hmm. My fulfillment really comes in my service, right?
Right.
Um, and that service, kind of in a really broad sense, I love holding a space for people and their healing journey, for
Yes.
their connection to their greater self,
Hmm.
for them being able to see. It's like we all have a hard time seeing our own good stuff. So I love being able to, just like you, right? Like I learned it from watching you, Elias, being a really good mirror to show people, this is the beauty that you are. So I love holding the space for people and their process and their hard stuff and their beautiful stuff. And that brings me fulfillment, and my cat.
And you're so good at it. And I really mean this, guys. I mean, I love Moira to pieces. She to watch her work is like my jaw drops. It's so funny. There's those of you that have been on retreats, you'll love this story. So Moira's co-facilitating a retreat with me, and I do what's called a trance dance, a guided meditation with movement, not a tramp stamp, everybody, a trance dance. Yeah, someone's like a tramp stamp. I'm like, no, no, no. So Moira was so cute. She's like, okay, wait a second. We're gonna go ahead and do this. And then I'm like, here, you just follow the music. Nope, I need it written down. I'm like, you're so good at this and you don't even realize it. And everything that you do is done with integrity, and it's done with heart, and it's done. I'm going to make this such a great compliment, and I really mean this from my heart. You have the finesse that my mom had
Oh,
in your heart. It is just like it is done from the purest thing. You should see Moira play a drum, guys, and what moves through her while she's playing a drum. And it's beautiful to watch. Everybody's like, oh, Moira, it's Moira. The one time they're like, oh, you're doing the retreat on your own. I'm like, yep. Because everybody was used to being the apprenticeship program, and they're like, can you go ahead and open up like Moira does? I'm like, I can't.
different styles. That's all.
I know. Cammy looks at me. She's like, come on. I'm like, I can't. She's like, come on, you can do it. And we call them in. And I'm like, we don't. It was so much fun. Those of you that go on a retreat will totally understand what I mean. Anyway, but
We have a lot of fun.
we have a lot of fun, but that's not what we're here about. We're here to tell people because you listed it about somatic healing. What does that mean? So people don't know what somatic healing is and how you work with it in the way that you work with it. And I'd love for people to know.
So the umbrella term that I use is integrative healing. So as part of that, I do somatic work, and somatic work is working with, I'll re-clarify, somatic energy work.
Right.
So somatic work somatic means of the body. So it's really working with how our emotions, our history, our stories, and our energy patterns sit in our bodies. So, sometimes if I'm working with somebody one-on-one in an office, it will involve hands-on work, energy work, sometimes hands-off work, working in the field, the energy field. And then if I'm working remotely with somebody, then it can look two different ways. One is that it looks like, I guess you'd call it more of a remote healing, where I'm doing crystal work and doing healing on your system. But the way I really have been loving working is this somatic place where, as I'm talking with somebody, it's about tuning into the presence, the feelings, the sensations that you have in your own body as a way to basically tune into the wisdom of your body, right? The wisdom of your body shows up as sensations, it shows up as feelings, and it's just creating a dialogue with the body so that you can start tuning into all that beautiful wisdom inside of you and all the stuck places inside of you that need unsticking, if you will, right? And sometimes, we've got hard stuff that we live through in our life, and those hard experiences get caught in our nervous system, they get caught in our physical body, and it's hard to, not that you have to revisit the experience, but to touch into that energy, you need support, right? Like, you need to be with somebody. You need to have a container that is held for you. You can do some of the work on your own, but in my experience, healing work is very relational. Healing work is all about being witnessed. And so we need to work with people, whether it's a practitioner or a friend. So I love being able to help people in kind of a more of a coaching way, but also an energetic way, to learn how to feel into the energy of their body, to be able to move all those little stuck places and move the energy that is ready to be moved. It might be a long-winded way of saying what
No,
I do, but
that, because it needs explaining.
yeah.
It really needs explaining. And guys, honestly, so many of you know that I got into a car accident in November, and still the hip is still giving me some issues. Not as bad. I mean, I'm seeing a chiropractor every week for 2 weeks. And Moira brought up some really good stuff about, let me, are you open for having me do this remotely with you? Now, I trust Moira 150%. So I said, yeah, sure. Let me tell you guys, this was like, a couple months ago, and that's when the pain was really bad. I mean, he was saying one hip was higher than the other. My legs obviously weren't even, and it was painful, and it was right on top of for those of you, I'm going to use layman's terms, it was right above the hip bone, and it was just starting to go down my leg. And Moira was talking about, she put me in this really nice, calm space, and the dogs weren't barking for the whole session, which was even better. And she was talking about, she's like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and she did some stuff, and we gave her feedback, and she's like, this is when I went ahead and grabbed this crystal, and then I used this, and this is my sense of what's being stuck in there. It was amazing. It was amazing. Rebecca says she's currently reading The Body Keeps Score.
Right? All about somatic and nervous system and the trauma in our body. And beautiful.
So Delora wants to know again if you can explain what is somatic.
Somatic means of the body, and of the body, not necessarily in a physical way, but in a sensory way, right? So like somatic would be like, I feel tightness in the middle of my belly, right? You're somatically sensing a sensation in your body.
comes from the Greek word
Bird.
soma, which means body. Um, had to. Um, the book is called The Body Keeps Score. The Body Keeps Score.
Good one.
Thanks, Laura, for re-asking. Hey, Condi, good to see you, my friend. And Jill says Dolores Cannon's book, Convoluted Universe, book 3, talks about how every cell in your body has consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
That. I love that. Hey, Chris, is aura soma in the same realm?
Is aura soma in the same realm? No, our aura is outside of our body. Soma is what we experience inside of our body.
Mhm.
Good question.
Thanks, Rebecca. See ya and toodles and enjoy your noodles. Have no idea, but it was cute to say. Okay. This is what happens when you talk to Delora during the day. You start to rhyme things. Do you know? I have to just tell you, Delora does tincture toe readings. I'm kidding. I was
Oh,
gonna
I was like, what's
say,
that?
she plays a tincture with her toes. I actually tried doing that today earlier, and I actually grabbed the tincture with my toes, and I'm like, oh, never again on camera. Never again on camera is that going to happen. Darn it, because it was really good. Maybe 20 pounds later, maybe we'll do it again, but never
There you
again.
go.
By then, the joke will be over with, so can't. So how do we talk about somatic healing and using something like, please hold, using something like that as a healing tool?
Mhm. Good question. So, to kind of start off, we are creatures of projection. We're
Mm,
really good at
love
projecting our shit
that.
onto people, right?
That's really good. Yes, go for it.
So it's something that when done unconsciously, right, we project our own wounds onto other people typically.
Right.
But we can use this concept of projection that we do naturally, inherently, as a tool. So, when we use an altar, we are, at least kind of, this is at least the way I experience it and how I use it somatically. So here is a stone that I have. It says, you can see there's like little cracks in it, right? And when I held it, it always felt like I was like crushing the stone because, I'm so strong. Um, but what this stone is used for me is for anxiety. So when I feel anxiety in my body, then I grab my little anxiety stone if I'm at home and I can put it in my pocket. But I can take this stone and use it to take what I'm feeling inside of myself, right? This is all, you got to have mindfulness around this, right? I have a lot of anxiety. So my practice might be, okay, I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. I'm really stressed about something and I'm really feeling it, right? And I'm all amped up. You need to take a moment to tune in and just acknowledge what are all the feelings that you're feeling. Well, I feel a knot in the pit of my stomach and I feel kind of nauseous and I feel like my head's racing and I feel this and I feel this and I feel a tingly sensation in my toes and my head feels a little buzzy and I kind of feel like the world's a little right,
Right.
all the sensations that you might feel. So you pull all of that up and you let yourself witness all that you're feeling. And then you take your stone, and this is a practice that Elias and I use a lot in our apprenticeship uh, series. You take your stone and you project all of that stuff into this. So you take a nice deep breath in and just hold all that you're feeling, right? And then you imagine yourself taking all of that energy with your breath, culminating in your breath and blowing it into the stone. And now you've put that energy into this stone. And this stone then happens to lay on my altar that I work with, right? And you can work with an altar. You can not work with an altar. You can just have a little napkin, right? That is your altar, right? But so then every time you feel your anxiety, you can grab this, right? You can grab it. It can help remind you, because they're stones, right? So they're really good at helping you ground. You can just allow yourself, even if it's just sitting in your pocket, right? Just tuning into all the sensations, all those somatic feelings that you have, all that anxiety and stress, and just take a deep breath in, hold, and then just wherever that stone is, you don't even have to blow it in. That's one way of doing it, but you can just, right? And just imagine all that energy going into the stone. And then what you're doing, inevitably, you are wind up using these stones as medicine pieces, right? Mm-hmm. So you continually keep charging these stones with this particular frequency and this particular energy. And this is a part of you, right? For me, this is my anxiety part. So if you've done any IFS parts work, right, it's about understanding that we are all made up of a multiplicitude. I don't even know what word that is.
That's good. That's good.
A whole bunch of parts of us, right? We are all made up of different parts, different aspects of ourselves. And so by using stones or whatever, it could be, okay, so I've got some oils here, right? I could blow intention or projection into this oil, right? It could be, I have a coin, right? It could be a coin. It could be a Tootsie Roll. I remember you did that once.
Right, because I didn't have anything, but it was a Tootsie Roll. And this is what Moira's talking about. You are animating that object. You're animating that object. And many of you, I was going to bring up, many of you use crystals. Many of you use crystals. And you use crystals for, self-love with the rose quartz. And you're holding it. It's the same thing that Moira is talking about. You are taking this item and you're animating it and you're giving it this energy. I love like a power bank for your phone. Right. Good point, Delora. And Jamie says, I love that shift in perspective. So true. So true. And when you do this, there's something that happens that clears and shifts. And it's also a go-to, right? We're using these things that are tangible to put, and I hate to use this word, but I'm going to put a label on it to say, this is for this. Mm-hmm. I'm using that. That is my medicine, my stone medicine, my energy medicine that, I'm looking for something here. I don't know, because I don't have any stones. They're all over here. So it's using that piece. In fact, hang on one second. I'll make sure that I don't disturb Harry, God forbid. But when we're doing this is a piece here, and I love this piece. This is from Ecuador. It's a volcanic rock from Ecuador. It's solid, you guys. It is super solid. And this I'm working with. I'm like, what do you want to teach me? What am I feeling in my body? So it's really cool. It's really, really cool. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got off on a tangent there.
No, that's okay. So we have this concept in, I want to make sure we talk about this, right? We talk about the self through an earth honoring altar, right? And when we say an earth honoring altar, right, it's a really, really simple altar that can have the 4 elements, right? You could have a little candle for fire, right? I don't have anything else with me, but you could have a stone for your earth element, right? You could have a little bowl of water or a shell for the water element. Did I just say water? Earth element, water.
Yeah.
For air element, right? You could have a feather, right? Those are really common little things, right? So using an earth altar is about, to me, it is about creating, and not just creating, but remembering our relational aspect we have with nature, right? So we all are in relationship with nature. And by using this altar, it is a reminder for us that we're in relationship with nature, right? Using these stones are a reminder for us that we are in relationship with nature and we are in relationship with those parts of ourselves. And when we start creating this relational aspect of using an altar or our spirituality or just living in the world, right? When we start creating more of a relational aspect, then we also create this witness aspect, right? Because you can't be witnessed without being in relationship, right? You can't witness the sun setting without being in relationship with the sun, right? You can't heal your own stuff inside of you, your own wounds, without creating some kind of relationship to it, right? Typically, at least that's the way I work. So it's all about creating relationship. And when we develop relationship, especially if we have relational trauma, then being able to cultivate relationship on our own, in our own pace, in our own time, that to me can help really create fulfillment.
So true. Now, let's say that we have somebody that has an issue, a physical issue, and they come to see you. And that physical issue is maybe they always feel like their body is vibrating. Their body is vibrating. They might get ringing in the ear constantly. Their body is vibrating. It's something is going on within. This would be an excellent, and I know you're on here, so that's why I'm bringing it up. Only say yes if you want Moira to address it, but I really think you would really benefit from um, a session with Moira. So, and I know you're on here, so I'm not going to mention your name. But it's really good if you look at what's causing that, and you can go in and you're guided through your medicine pieces, right, Moira? You're guided through your medicine pieces to see what is coming up for you. And maybe, for example, maybe that stone that was anxiety, maybe you are so drawn to that and you're using the energy to move it through the body. Is that correct?
Yeah. So in my work, I use a lot of stones, a lot of crystals, and I use my hands. And, I'm a body worker of 25 years. So my body work really shifted into more energetic work when I started doing and focusing on abdominal massage. Because that's, our belly is the seat of our emotions. Our hara is there. We have so much connection to the world, to ourselves, to our ancestors. To me, it just all culminates in the belly. So that's really where I've gotten into this, both the energy piece, but also the somatic piece, because our guts and the rest of our body just holds an immense amount of wisdom. So using different tools, we can tune into that wisdom, right? We can do tons of shamanic tools, crystals tools. I mean, I'm sure you guys all have your tools, and tools are fun and exciting, and I love them because they're really cool, right? And there also comes down to the simplicity of quieting yourself and tuning into the wisdom of your body, right? Our bodies are the vessels that carry our spiritual essence, right? Our soul, our spirit, our psyche, right? All those beautiful things, all of our energy, it's all housed in this physical body. So we can use these tools to tap into that medicine that's inside of us. And sometimes we just need to quiet ourselves down and pay attention and witness, cultivate the higher part of ourselves to be able to witness the, I don't want to say the lower part of ourselves, but right, like the more hurt part of ourselves, the contracted part of ourselves. I feel like I went on a tangent there.
No, you're good. You're
Okay.
good. Dolores says, ooh, this just clicked. Witness. If no one is there to witness, does the event happen?
Did the tree fall?
Right. Right. Or did someone go, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. So and I'm just going to mention this, you guys, if you would like a session with Moira, her website is right there, moirascullion.com. That's MoiraScullion.com. Please check it out. Thanks, Delora. Yes, moirascullion.com, and look at her website, check it out. If you have any questions or you have a concern, just check out the website, shoot her an email, and see what goes. Honestly, truly, you don't have to be in person to have a session. Now you're still seeing clients in person as well, correct?
I still see clients in person. I'm in Chicago on the north side in Andersonville, and that is mostly hands-on and energy work, often abdominal focused. I work with a lot of people who have very real scar tissues, digestive issues, reproductive issues, and also are just on a spiritual journey, and they know that they have stuff inside of them that they want to tap into. The way I like, I would say that, like, the people I love working with are people who have done their cognitive therapy, right? Or either you've done it or you're in cognitive therapy, right? It's really important to get the mind part to understand your story and your history. But then that's the mind, right? You still have all the energy of all that history in your body. So that, to me, is where I come in, right? I help move that energy, get you to move that energy in your body to have, right? You're on a journey of healing, right? Healing is not a one-stop shop. So it is this continual unfolding of, what's showing up in your body, what's showing up in your life, right? Life is a beautiful mirror for all of us. Fun. Right? Like, stuff happens outside of ourselves, and sometimes it's not personal and it's just what happens. And I'm a believer in almost everything we can learn something about ourselves from.
Right.
So that's what I love looking at.
Delora has another question. Yes. Moira's logo is a triple spiral. Does that 3 represent something specific?
Why, yes, it does. So my logo is the Triskelion from Celtic tradition. And it is, in general, the 3 is body, mind, soul. In the Celtic tradition, it represents what they call the 3 cauldrons, right? So the upper mind, right? The heart space, and then the lower cauldron, right? Your creative center. Yeah, good question.
My body is a fun mirror.
Isn't it though? It really is.
She would be a hoot to have on the apprenticeship program. Let me just tell you.
And you are so right. If life can be hard, people, right? It can be really hard. And if you can start to play with all of this stuff and, play with projecting things into rocks, like, I mean, if you kind of think about it, it's a little kooky, right? But there's an energy to it,
Right.
right? There's really solidly an energy to it, and it can become playful. It can become fun, right? Like if stuff happens to you or the world is showing yourself to you through it, right? Outside of yourself, like you can be overwhelmed by it, or you can kind of just take a moment and be like, "Oh my God, this is really interesting, right? This is really curious. Like what is this showing of me about myself? What is it pointing to inside of myself, right? Like if you get triggered, right? Like you're in an event, right? And or you're married, right?
Right.
Everybody's spouse triggers them, right? So you're married and your spouse triggers you, right? And you finally have a moment to like calm down and reflect on what was there, right? If you can meet it with curiosity, what is that? Like what got triggered inside of myself instead of turning to the other person, right? There's a trigger inside of you. That means there is a contraction inside of you that got activated. That other person was just the one to go boop,
Yes.
right? So you can look at it as like, oh crap, this is really hard. Or you can like meet it with curiosity and some fun and play with stones because that's fun. And your rattles and your drums and water and fire, and it just enlivens the process of self-discovery. And to me, that is fulfillment. That is where my fulfillment comes from, because healing is hard. It can be really hard work. So anything we can do to enliven it and animate it and make it more joyful and fun and curious, and become the detective of yourself. It can be really interesting. And then you can also have a little more compassion for yourself and be like, whew, yeah, I got through some really hard shit. Like, good on me, right?
And that's what we forget, everybody. Moira brings up the good point of curiosity. And what happens is when you become curious, you start to feel more. And we have been trained to go to here instead of go in here.
Yeah.
And this, we talk about this all the time in the apprenticeship program. This needs to talk to this instead of this talking to this. And when we allow that, when we allow it, because we're in charge, we have a choice. The beauty of this work is that things shift and you're like, huh, wonder what is that about? I'm curious to know what that is all about. For example, you might have your meditation cloth or an altar, whatever you want to call it. You have all your cute little things on there. And the next day, you're missing your crystal, or you're missing, you put a watch on there because it reminds you of your grandparents or whatever it is. And you're like, where is that? Where did it go? What happened to it? Now become curious and say, okay, that represents this for me. What's going on within my body or in my system that gives me that, huh, I wonder. And let me sit with it and feel what that feels for me. If you lost your anxiety stone, wouldn't that be curious?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what happened and why.
That'd be awesome. That means all my anxiety would go away.
Fun. And maybe somebody else picked it up and like, here's your gift. Enjoy. Enjoy. Uh, Dolores says, I'll start with bubbles. I'll blow into a bubble and let it float away. Love
Beautiful.
that. Judith, hi, Judith. Moira, you're the best. I need to put into practice some of these tips.
Awesome.
Yes. And guess what, everybody? Moira and I are doing an apprenticeship program, and we're going to have an info session on September 23rd, 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Central, and 11 o'clock Eastern. We'll have more information on it. Join either one of our email lists or both of our email lists to be included. If you are interested in finding out what we do and what this will be about, just come. Just come. When you sign up, via email, say, yes, I'm interested in the apprenticeship program. What's it all about? We'll give you the Zoom link. Okay. Did we decide, are we both we'll both do it because you're going to put it out to your peeps out there too. So you can email either one of us and we'll give you the Zoom link. We just have to create the Zoom link, which will be done right after we get off the air. So that'll be great. Now, I also want to tell you this. When I have guests on here, please know that they're on here because they want to share their information. And many of you are like, oh, I really connect with them. And, it's great. Sign up for their email list. Sign up for what they are offering. Go to what they are doing. And remember, we are people. We have lives too. So it's like, we're trying to do all this balance of work and play and everything else. So we don't get back to you right away. Please know that we're just doing this life balance piece, and it's good. Jacob, you put a sad face. What's a sad face for, my friend? You introduced me to Eva. So grateful. Yes, Eva, you would love Eva, Moira. Eva does Jaguar Inspiration Camp. It's a camp for kids learning on how to use tools about their chakras, how to bubble up their energy, how to use their animal spirit guides to help them. I know. And Jamie is going to be doing teacher training with Eva, and then the following week she's then going to help facilitate the next camp.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It is. Did you purposely choose the fall equinox? Well, yes, we did. See, today's the summer equinox, and we're going to do that. Thank you. This was great. We're not done, Michelle. We're not done. Trust me. Yeah, Michelle, you know me. I can go on and let me tell you.
And on and on.
On and on. She can do that same thing. Sometimes you should see us sitting together. I'll just slap her foot and she's like, okay, slap me. We have so much fun.
We do.
Summer, I'm starting to get more curious with all the elements around me, like simply lighting a candle or splashing water on my face or putting my feet in the earth. I think that's beautiful. I think it is beautiful. Thank you, Delora. Dancing Jaguar Inspirations. Thank you. Hey, Lindsay. So excited. Oh, you meant to do a heart. No worries. You're crying because it's so beautiful. It's beautiful. Goal is to change the world in 20 years. I love it.
And I do have to say, I love that you guys are doing this because the kids are so ripe for it.
Yep.
I mean, I see that in my 20-year-old clients. My 20-year-old clients are open to a whole world of things that, I mean, I think everybody's opening, right? I call COVID the Great Awakener because it just opened everybody up, right? And so no matter what age, people are really, really waking up. And man, these kids are so freaking awake and they're so open to it, and they're going to need it. So, yeah.
And that's why we do the work that we do, you guys, whether we do the work through energy work or, you listen to me babble on and on and on and on about God knows what and everything else in between. It's because there's healing and it's done in community. Mm-hmm. When it is done with community, think about what we do. We raise our vibrations. We come together and we lift each other up and we support each other. And it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. It is so beautiful. Jamie says, can you imagine if we had it growing up? Totally. Totally. Pamela says,
Mhm.
absolutely. This next generation are inspirational. And and Moira doesn't know this, but this Friday we have a retreat. A 14-year-old and a 16-year-old are coming on the retreat.
Right on.
We haven't had that in a while. Uh,
Mhm.
and it's so inspiring. So, oh, thanks, Summer. You know what? I'm blessed.
Mhm.
I'm blessed to have so many people come in to the lives and really just share their knowledge, their love, their wisdom, and their journey. And that's the important piece. So
Mhm.
if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about the apprenticeship program, you can email. What's your email, Moira?
It is ms@moirascullion.com.
Her first name and last initial, first initial, last initial. MS at
Easy,
moirascullion.com.
as
Easy
easy
breezy.
as I could try and make it.
Yes. And you guys know my email, elias@eliaspatrick.com. So you can email one of us or both of us and say, yes, I'd like to have the link, and we'll send it to you. I will create the link right after we're off the air, and I'll send it to you, Moira. Um, Providing everything is good. Like, I'm looking at the phone, and now the bar was like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. We just paid the extra $20 for the Wi-Fi to be really good. I don't know if there's something going on or not. There's like no bar, and the phone was going off and then went on. So it's a lot of energy. Maybe the phone needs some healing.
Well,
Maybe I need.
also keep in mind it is solstice, right? And I'm glad this came up. So this just I wanted to make sure we just talked about this since we're talking about earth honoring, right? Today is the day where the sun is the longest, right? The sun is up the longest. The sun is pure ultimate energy, right? It is the most potent form of energy in our universe, right? So being able to connect to the energy of the sun, right? It's like I would encourage you guys, if the sun is still up, take a moment to go out and look at it and just let it bathe you in its light, and think about what what inside of myself do I want to illuminate?
Mhm.
What do I want to shine a light on? Maybe there's a shadow piece that you need help working, and so you need some light in that. Or maybe there is a part of you that you're really trying to grow, right? So call in that sun, right? Grandfather sun, call that energy in to illuminate whatever inside of you want to grow, whatever inside of you want more energy on, right? Maybe you have your health is not the best, right? So stand in that sun and ask the sun to bathe you in its energy and light, to bring healing to your physical body, maybe healing to your spiritual body, your psyche, right? Your a particular wound. Just take a moment to really connect with the sun, right? This aspect I talked about, relational, being in relationship. When you work with the elements and an earth altar, and you work with this concept of earth honoring and this relational aspect, right? It is so transformative. I can't even tell you. I was raised Catholic. I know you were raised Greek Orthodox, I believe, right? And shifting that perspective for me away from religion and into earth honoring, it's been the most beautiful study of learning about how to be in relationship, how to connect, right? When I feel disconnected, I know that that's because I'm not connecting with the earth, right?
Mhm.
And
Right.
I'm made of the earth, right? So if I'm not connecting to myself, one way I can connect to myself is to connect to the earth, to ground myself. To me, that always works for me. If I ground myself, I feel more connected, not just to the earth, not just to myself, but also to the divine. So just, it's equinox, or excuse me, solstice. So, just take a moment and soak up some of that sun energy and let it shine itself into you.
Pamela says, I'm guessing you're a fellow Celt, Moira. She is. And look, we both got the memo to wear like a light greenish color.
This is gray.
It's a gray, but what I'm calling
it a bad camera, I think.
When we illuminate the darkness within us, we are then enlightened. Yes, I love it. Hey, Ronnie, good to see you. Ronnie, I love the new picture. Nope, it's all good. I know you're in telecommunications. And Ronnie, I'd love for you to sign up for the info session about the apprenticeship program. And Jacob, that goes for you as well. Jamie, that goes for you as well. It goes for everybody on here, really, truly. Let's see. What are we saying? DT, grounding definitely lifts a burden off of me. So true. Cindy says our sun won't go down till after 12 a.m.
Ooh.
She's
Alaska?
Cindy, where are you? Writing my email. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. So see, look what happens. We just, this hour always goes by so fast with you. And guys, if you want a session with Moira, please check her out. Please do it. Again, go to her website. That's Moira, Moira Scullion, SCULLION.com. To be fulfilled is to have your heart full. And I think that's something that we both have shared about how our heart is full doing this work. And here's the interesting piece with this earth honoring altar. It's not a specific tradition.
No.
The way that we teach it is of the elements. So it's very different. We learned it from a Peruvian shamanistic background, but we give you guys the ability, and we'll talk more about it. We give you guys the ability to set up the directions, what directions your elements are in, based on maybe something that you are connected with. So it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Thank you, Delora. Thank you so much. And I would love for you guys to join. Here's the thing, though. We are limiting it to, what do we say, 14 people?
I believe 14 is our max. We need to talk about that.
We need to talk about that because
the capacity of the.
Yes, because I'm Moira is coming, you guys, to the October retreat. Joyce said she's very excited to be with both of us. So Moira's checking out the retreat center in Iowa, and we're hoping that may be home base for this group. I was hoping to check out a place in Connecticut, which is really cool. It's super cool. It's actually near Rachel Elizabeth. It is Deer River. Is that it, Elizabeth? Deer River, and Deer River, Connecticut. But they were booked. But that we never know. So again, this apprenticeship program won't happen till next year. Deep River. Deer River, Deep River, Eagle River, Moose River. It's something.
It's deep.
But it's a deep river. It's a deep river.
Elias will not be going in the deep river.
No. I don't mind the river. It's the mud and the yuck and the bugs. That's it. So come join, come talk to us. You will come on again, yes?
Yes, anytime.
Okay, I love to have you on. And something that I didn't get to show you which I will show you because you're gonna be like, oh, this is really cool. In Ecuador, so in the traditions that we've learned, we use something called agua de Florida, and agua de Florida means Florida water. In Ecuador, they use something called siete esencias de los Andes. So the 7 essentials of the Andes.
Oh my God. It's in a corn cob.
It looks like a corn cob, right? I was like, Jimmy Cobb corn, I don't care. But it smells.
Smells good.
It smells so good, very different.
Not
And
like Kanaga.
yeah, no, not like that.
Okay, good.
No, trust me. No. Yeah. And the other one that I have is their crushed Palo Santo has an orangey scent to it. Instead of that licoricey scent that Palo Santo sometimes has, this one is orangey. It's because of the soil that it
Wow.
yeah, I have some for you. So I'll give it to you in October. I have some for you. How much how much did you sweat going through customs?
Oh.
Here's the thing. I didn't. And I mean, this went through, and Jean Tyndall was like, you take your Florida water. She said the women of Peru, when they went through customs, they would douse their whole suitcase with Palo Santo, with agua de Florida, and make everything inside invisible. It was fun. It was very fun. Anyway, all right, guys. I want to thank you for being here. Hold the wire for a minute. Moira,
thank you, everybody.
Yes. And again, guys, just go to moirascullion.com. And again, if you want to be part of the apprenticeship program, info session, contact myself or Moira. Y'all know my stuff, Elias at eliaspatras.com, or you can go to ms at moirascullion.com.
Yes. My Facebook is Moira S. Healing.
Yes, because I had problems finding it. I was like, where is she? There she is. Thank you for the education. You're welcome, Pamela. Thank you. Leslie. Come on. Dolores says, cool. I can do 3 suitcases. Yes, you can. You can. Thank you both. Rachel Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Irma, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Now, next week, just so you guys know, are you having issues with a job, finding a new job, looking for a new job, creating an interview, what to do on an interview, how to write a resume? Come join Job Coach Amy, which her title is going to change soon. Job Coach Amy, she will be on with us, and we're going to talk about career fulfillment. So come join us. It's going to be an amazing chit chat. Also, what's coming up is get your groove back. Get your groove back. I know. I know you've always loved my titles of my stuff,
especially with a little lilt of an accent there.
Get your groove back. Right. Align with your authentic self. In 4 weeks, everybody, you'll look at how we can start to show up for ourselves authentically. Week 1, we're going to talk about our soul contract. Week 2, we're going to talk about facing your fears. Week 3, we're going to talk about canceling the chaotic noises, not only the inside noises in here, but the outside chaotic noise, which makes the inside chaotic noise a little crazier. And then we're going to talk about week 4 about how to trust your instincts. So that's going on. And we've got another surprise coming on. There's a lot of stuff coming on, coming up. I have created a questionnaire to have you find out if you're an intuitive, a nurturer, an empath, a people pleaser, a perfectionist, a control freak, or a fixer. And Delora and I are going to talk about that and how color, the energy of color, can heal those parts of self that you're like, yep, I'm definitely a people pleaser. I am definitely a people pleaser. So we'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. And then this weekend, we have the retreat. So we'll have maybe a live tomorrow when the retreat ladies are here. And Lisa, okay, honey, good luck. Thank you. Lisa said, I'm boarding, and Lisa's coming in tonight. And Susan Fuller is here. She's taking a nap. So I'm trying to be quiet, but you know this, it's kind of hard.
Doesn't work.
So it doesn't work. No, there's no volume control. It only goes loud and louder. Ronnie says, I must be an empathic spirit. That I took on a lot of crap in my soul contract. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. All right, everybody. As always, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. And wait for it. There it is. Whoop. Connect, educate, and grow. So excited to put that up there. From our hearts to yours. Mwah. Have a beautiful night, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Take care and always follow your heart. So true. Take care, everybody.